everybody, my name is Jen and I am starting this vlogging series because I'm doing an experiment, and my experiment is that why is my camera moving? I need to secure this a little bit more, and I'm not going to edit this out so you guys can just deal. All right, let's see if you'll stay put for me now, and I can't hit my table very much at all. Okay, so here's the idea. I am running an experiment where I'm going to launch a few, not just one YouTube channel. And I'm doing this to see in the span of a year if I could wind up getting monetized on any of those channels. Now, this is not the wisest strategy out there. The wisest strategy out there would be focus on one channel. But the methodology I'm using is called something like the scattershot method, where I am putting a bunch of different ideas out there, and I am going to try and see, throw a bunch of things at the wall and see what sticks. So there's a few things that I think that could be valuable in the content that I could put out there, and several niches that I belong to or that I care about and that I research that I think would be helpful. So one about being in midlife and trying to redefine what your life is like now. Like the first 50 years have passed, and I'm banking on 50 more, and I will not take any information contrary to that right now. I'm banking on 50 more. So what am I going to do with the second half of my life? And one of those things is a financial mindset makeover that I've been engaging in, which has really been very helpful. Another one is, again, focusing on midlife, but focusing on midlife as far as health, wellness, and resistance training, and, staying strong and living long being the main focus. Because that's a real concern for women of my age. Our bone density begins to dramatically decrease. Our ability to maintain muscle also decreases. Our muscles atrophy very quickly from even 40 on if you're not actively engaged in trying to prevent that from happening. So also, I'm a martial artist, so is my husband. This is actually one of the things that brought us together. And so another channel has to do with martial arts. So I don't know which one's going to stick. I don't know which one will actually wind up getting followers. So I'm going to try all of them. And the way I'm planning on doing this is by batching my uploads and batching my videos. So if I focus on one channel's content, it's, for me, the best day to record is Friday after work or Saturday mornings. Friday after work, nobody's in my house. Like, there's people in my house right now and they're making noise. Friday after work, nobody's in my house. It's easy time for me to record. And Saturday morning, same thing. Nobody's in my house. It's an easy time to record, unlike right now, which is already proven challenging. And this is like my third take. Actually, my fourth take, because I went out and got myself a light because I did not like the lighting at all. And I kept trying to fix things. It just wasn't working. So if I do my batch videos, video content creation on Friday, that gives me Saturday to work on thumbnails and very basic editing. Nobody's got time for serious editing when you're first starting off. And from everything that I've read, I've listened to, and people I've followed, it's just about getting the content up. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to focus more on getting the content up and reverse engineering my content, making sure that the stuff that I'm putting up on YouTube is actually information that is being currently searched for. So these are all concepts that I've read about, or listened about, or watched while I've been teaching myself about YouTube. So I currently have 3 channels up, 2 in the making. And my very first video for one of them got 760 views in the first 2 weeks, which I thought was pretty wild. It turned out that YouTube is really making a concerted effort to get new channels views. So I looked in the analytics of that channel, and it actually showed that the traffic that I got was from YouTube suggested videos, which was pretty cool. I haven't gotten that on any of the other channels yet, but I'm holding out hope. But I also thought that it would be useful if there's other people out there like me who want to try starting YouTube channel, um, just walking through that process and being transparent about the growth process with it. Maybe it'll benefit others. So probably the most important thing that I've learned, and everybody's saying it over and over again, is your niche, your niche, your niche. What are you talking about, and what can you talk a lot about, and what do you know a lot about? And everybody is well versed in something. There are quite a few strong passions that I have that I could talk about, and health wellness is definitely one of them. Anything that has to do with digital media is another one, and martial arts and stuff like that. Those are all niche topics of mine that I feel pretty confident talking about and have done a lot of research for and don't mind doing research for. I actually enjoy it. So those will all be topics that I'm addressing. Let me see, what are other things that I've learned so far? It's more about consistency than it is anything else. So I plan on doing this experiment for at least a year, maybe 2 years, and see what happens. The end goal is to get monetized. And while I'm hoping to get monetized, if I can put forth content that will be very, very helpful, that in itself is a huge reward, being able to help others, especially people who, like women like me, who are in middle age, who might not know where to start to kind of like refresh their health or kind of claim back their lives. I think that that's really, really important. So niche is really important. Evergreen material is extremely important. Trying to do things that transcend date and time. So, um, if you're doing something that's very date or year specific, realize there's a shelf life to it and it may not help you later on. But if you're able to make your material as transcendent as possible when it comes to dates and keep your topics niche but broad enough where it'll last for a long time, that is also something that's really good for a healthy channel to have. The other thing that I thought was really interesting and where I see a lot of people kind of go wrong, and I mean, I hesitate to say go wrong because there's plenty of people out there that do this and do this well. But there are a lot of YouTubers that are out there that are kind of like entertainers, and they're more about, come shopping with me, come see this haul as I pull in this haul, or um, a day in the life of eating, which I've watched plenty of times, many people do. But the people that are entertainers, they're able to have channels where their channel is inclusive of all aspects of their life. Now, it's funny because when I learned about like they're entertainers and they're educators and which one are you going to be? And I'm definitely going to be the educator. I I started following people that were like entertainers specifically for their fitness content. And when their fitness content began to diminish and they went kind of more inclusive with the totality of their life and their shopping and their food prep, and although I like a good food prep, house cleaning, house buying, organizing, all these things started to kind of filter into the concepts that I was there for. I stopped watching them. And apparently, the data shows, for the most part, that that's actually what winds up happening a lot of times is that channels that might start off, for example, in fitness, but then winds up touching on fashion, then wind up touching on a variety of different things, loses a lot of the momentum and the people that it had in the beginning because the focus is no longer where it was that got it to that place. So that's why I'm starting with like 4 to 5 channels, is because there's at least 5 topics that I could record on, press record and upload on but they don't interconnect at all. And so who might watch the martial arts stuff probably will not be into the midlife stuff. And who's into the midlife stuff may not be into the YouTube stuff. So it makes no sense for me to put them together. It makes sense for me to keep them separate into separate audiences and then see which one is going to be the most actively engaged audience. And if one channel really, really outperforms the other, well, then I have a data point for me to look at and to focus on moving forward. So anyway, this is the first video of the series. And when I tell you that I have done this similar introduction video 6 times, I'm not exaggerating. I've done it from my phone at least 3 times. I've done it in my car at least once. I just did it before on my phone yet again, but my sound kept ducking out on me. So I finally ran out, got myself a decent webcam. I'm using my podcasting mic right in front of me, and that's it. This is the first one of the So You Want to Be a YouTuber series, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. I plan on, as I learn, doing dives into the analytics and how you can go about uploading and how, and there's hundreds of videos out there. If you look for them, there's so many instructional videos out there of how to get all this stuff started. My focus is more so like, how people like me who might be looking to supplement in less than a decade, maybe retirement, or how can you supplement if you can get monetized successfully your child's college tuition. That's the stuff that I'm looking to address. So I'm hoping that one of these channels will not only prove to be useful for people out there like you, but also prove to be eventually a source where I can help supplement income or save or pay for college. So if you made it this far, I thank you so much for watching, and here's to getting started.